Folks, welcome back. It's the Presidential Podcast, the #1 podcast in the universe. People say that even the aliens are listening. Aliens, very smart listeners, tremendous audience. It's October 1st, a historic day, and not just because it's the first of the month and everybody's pretending they'll finally go to the gym. No, today the United States government shut down completely. My doing, very beautiful, and my big, bold tariffs went into effect. Double whammy, triple whammy, depending on how you count. The fake news is panicking. Wall Street is crying. But don't worry, I'm here to explain it all calmly, presidentially, maybe a little sarcastically. Let's get into it. Segment 1, government grinds to a halt. So at 12:01 a.m., boom, lights out, government shutdown. People are shocked. They're saying, Mr. President, you can't shut down the government. That's crazy. And I say, well, have you seen the government? Maybe crazy is an improvement. Democrats, Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, crying their little eyes out. They're saying Trump doesn't want to protect health care. He doesn't want to protect the people. Wrong. I want to protect the people from their health care. Obamacare was like a haunted house. You go in thinking, oh, it's free candy, and suddenly a guy with a chainsaw is chasing you through premiums and deductibles. And the layoffs, they're panicking because I said permanent, not furloughs, not see you next week. Permanent, because frankly, we don't need 750,000 people pushing paper around Washington. The IRS alone employs more people than Disney World, and only one of them gives you Mickey Mouse. And guess what? The Disney Mouse is a lot more fun than the IRS mouse. National parks, they're worried we'll close them. Honestly, some people have never set foot in a national park, but the second they hear closure, suddenly they're John Muir. Everybody wants to hug a tree. Newsflash, Yosemite will survive a couple weeks without your Subaru parked out front. The unions are suing me, saying you can't just lay off federal employees during a shutdown. And I say, oh, really? Tell that to Twitter. Elon fired everybody, and now the bird is an X. Segment 2. New wave of tariffs takes effect. Now, while the government's closed, I open something else, the tariff floodgates. Today, massive tariffs went into effect. Beautiful tariffs. We're talking 100% on pharmaceuticals, 50% on kitchen cabinets, 30% on upholstered furniture, 25% on heavy trucks. It's like Oprah. You get a tariff. You get a tariff. Everybody gets a tariff. The pill tariff is my favorite. Big Pharma hates me. They've been ripping us off for decades. I said, okay, let's make medicine more expensive unless you build it here. And guess what? Suddenly every company is breaking ground in Ohio, Michigan, Florida, you name it. Half of these CEOs probably just bought a shovel from Home Depot and stuck it in the dirt to avoid paying tariffs. But that's still more jobs than Joe Biden ever created. Furniture tariffs, people whining. Oh no, my IKEA couch costs more. Folks, if you bought IKEA, you already paid the price. 6 hours of assembling Swedish wood with an Allen wrench. Tariffs are nothing compared to that trauma. And trucks, 25%. The trucking industry is complaining, but come on, it's patriotic. We want American trucks on American roads. If you're hauling Bud Light and Walmart pallets, you better do it in a truck built in Texas, not one shipped in from Shanghai. The economists say it'll cause inflation. You know what else causes inflation? Economists talking. They've been wrong since 2008. These are the same guys who thought Beanie Babies were a solid investment. Segment 3, China launches the K visa. Here's the sneaky one. While I'm putting tariffs on drugs and couches, China's launching something called the K visa. They're telling smart young tech people, come here, we'll give you jobs, no questions asked. It's basically Tinder for scientists. Swipe right, get a job in Beijing. And I'll admit, it's clever. They're saying, if America won't take your brain, we will. That's why I've been telling Congress, stop choking off the smart visas and focus on the dumb ones. We don't need 10 million philosophy majors crossing the border. We need the guy who can build a microchip the size of a Tic Tac. But let me tell you, half those kids are going to regret it. They'll get to China, and instead of coding apps, they'll be debugging the Great Firewall. Not as glamorous as they thought. Segment 4, IRS ends paper checks. Now, here's the other policy kicking in today. No more paper checks from Uncle Sam. IRS says it's all electronic. No more licking envelopes. In theory, great. In practice, half the country doesn't trust direct deposit. My Aunt Mary still keeps her money in Folgers coffee cans buried in the backyard. What happens to her? The administration says it's about efficiency. Sure, but have you tried explaining PayPal to your grandparents? You'll be on the phone 3 hours while they ask if the Zelle is a kind of soup. And the unbanked. Millions of people don't have bank accounts. Now they're supposed to get their refunds electronically. What do? Open Venmo accounts? Congratulations, here's your Social Security. We sent it to your cousin's Cash App terrific system. Segment 5, the bigger picture. So let's zoom out. The government is shut down, the tariffs are firing, China's dangling visas like free candy, and the IRS just went digital. People say, Mr. President, this is chaos. But it's not chaos, it's disruption. Big difference. Chaos is when nobody has a plan. Disruption is when I have a plan and nobody else understands it. And maybe, just maybe, it's not the worst thing that the government is taking a little nap. Half the country doesn't even notice. You still got your Amazon packages, Netflix still streaming, McDonald's drive-thru still open. It's only Washington people who are panicking because they might have to actually wait for it, get a real job. The tariffs, they'll sting a little, but it's like ripping off a Band-Aid. Yeah, it hurts, but then you see the wound and say, oh, look, it's healing. Unless you're IKEA, in which case the wound is permanent. In conclusion, tremendous day of disruption. So that's October 1st, folks. Shutdown, tariffs, new visas, no more paper checks, all happening on one beautiful day. The fake news calls it disruption. I call it transformation. Maybe it'll hurt a little at first, but like I said about windmills, sometimes you got to break a few eggs to ruin the view. America is still standing, stronger than ever. Maybe broke, maybe paying double for Advil, but standing. And me, I'm standing tall behind this microphone, giving you the truth like no one else. Stay tuned. Tomorrow we might open the government again, or not. Depends if Chuck Schumer cries enough.